There we go. Okay, so our agenda for the day, we're going to do a quick warm up. What do you already know about the Sunshine Community? And then there's a couple of frequently asked question presentations that we didn't get to last week that we might be able to do today. And then we're going to go over our mission, vision, the impact of the organization this in August, because we don't have the data for September yet. Community agreement and guidelines. We're actually getting that. It was kind of, we didn't have it initially, then we had it as part of our application. And then when we moved to the new website, it got taken off of the application and it's supposed to be part of the offer to join. And so we're trying to get that back in there. So soon, if you haven't signed it yet, then it will be sent so that you can sign it, and it'll be good to go over it. And any new members that join will be agreeing to it and signing it. And then we have components of a healthy community, and then a group discussion at the end, why engagement matters in the first place, why are we coming together and getting together. And then our homework is just going to be opening up that private directory and familiarizing yourself with all of the members and events, um, so that you can pick some members as an ambassador. We'll have about 10 members each that you'll be an ambassador for, to help them get involved in everything that's happening with the Sunshine Community. And I'm still working on getting all of our events up onto our calendar. So that's my big goal this next week, is to get all of our events up there, because there's so many that are happening and I'm putting them in multiple places, but I need to get them all on our website. Okay, so let's just go through each person that's here really quick and what you already kind of know. So what do you know about our vi mission, vision, values, and what is the Sunshine Community about?
Supporting, empowering women, trying to facilitate growth and success with women-owned businesses.
Love that. Rachel?
I was ditto. Yeah, just women supporting women and yeah, cheering each other on, which is awesome.
Kim?
Same. I mean, I think of it as women supporting women, helping each other make connections, helping each other grow, sharing of ideas, sharing of resources, that sort of thing.
Samantha?
Empowered women, empowering women to lift everybody's businesses together, because the way we can lift a really heavy piano is if we all lift where we stand. So, really helping that empowerment and connection.
Yes. Tennille?
Yeah, I think it's also, one is business referrals for each other, but the other piece I think is sharing our gifts with each other and kind of giving back to the community in a way, having a forum to give back to the community as well as, possibly increasing sales, but also to share with each other what we have and who we are.
Yes. So we definitely have our members that are our partners that are women in business, that we are also trying to lift each other's businesses up as well. So that's a really good aspect that Tennille brought up. And then we have our Sunshine Community kind of basic level, which is the Sunshine Sisters. And that's just getting everyone together and getting everyone to come to all of our gatherings and feeling that inclusion. And getting them to also be a part of that net, lifting everybody up. Because if we don't have people, especially with our businesses, then we don't have a business. And I just saw Kathy pop in our waiting room and then disappear again.
I just sent her the link.
Thank you, Kim. And then usually when there's someone in the waiting room, it pops up. Let me stop sharing for a second. See if that helps me see.
How was everyone's weekend?
Very good. We had great weather.
We did. It was beautiful.
Good.
Will you, Kim, will you tell her to, if she's waiting in the waiting room, will you ask her to go out and then come back in? Because I can't see how to get into the waiting room right now. And usually it's just a little window that pops up, but the window's not there.
If you click on participants at the very bottom,
Yeah.
there's usually a tab that says waiting room, but if no one's in there, it won't show. So maybe
Okay.
might have popped in and out. Maybe there's like an internet connection issue.
Okay.
It might
Yeah.
have been that she clicked on the link and then like but couldn't actually come, so she left. I'm not sure. I just asked, are you in the waiting room? Are you able to join the call?
Okay. Well, hopefully she'll come back in.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had a couple people that did the frequently asked questions. Let's see if they're here. So day one, oh, that's not the right one.
That looked like the FAQs with everybody's pictures.
Yeah, that looks right.
Oh, was?
I think it was just taking a minute to load.
Oh, thanks. It was the right one. Okay. So week one, we had Samantha, Courtney, and Tennille present. So we have Danielle.
I'm sharing. I'm sharing now. Sorry.
Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm not going to read this obviously word for word, but I'm a wife, mom of four. We have a blended family, as you can see, and my husband has two daughters. My son is married and has two little ones with another one on the way. So Kyrie is almost four and Trey is almost two, and my daughter-in-law is Bree. Um, we've lived a lot of places. I'm originally from Florida. I've lived in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas, and we've been in Utah for almost 10 years, probably 8 longer than I ever anticipated. I just initially anticipated being here until my son graduated high school, and I'm still here. Let's see what else is on here. I've worked in human services for all of my career. I'm a social worker by trade, but in administration, but I'm currently in grad school working on my master's in social work so I can work towards my LCSW with the idea of being able to facilitate just retreat spaces where we're doing like movement, breath, and talk therapy kind of in those spaces is what I would like to have happen. I started the collective in March, and I don't have it on my desk, but my workbook, Rooted and Rising, is at the printer. We got a sample copy of it the other day, so we had a couple edits that we had to send back, but that should be printed and ready to sell on Amazon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I'm pretty excited about just this workbook, and there's a journal that accompanies it as well. It just helps have a holistic start to your day and just kind of meet you where you're at, which is important. It's not an overcomplicated workbook, but one that really has simple tools that everyone can understand. I think I'm trying to think what else is on there. My 4 kids, one thing about my 4, the one that's it's 2 girls and then the boy in the middle. He is my son that I placed for adoption at birth, and we reconnected with him in 22. So the lady that actually took my brand photos for the collective gave us a free photo shoot for that. So it's been an interesting journey of reconnection. Adoption is definitely different, but there's been lots of healing and purpose over the last 4 years for me. So I think that's kind of why I'm in the space that I'm in. The other really thing that I didn't put on here, but I recently cut my hair probably almost 3 months ago. I had dreads, grew back out long hair. I just recently shaved my head. Energy flows and I'm pretty good at moving it out, but it likes to hang out in my hair. And it's just hair. Like even now looking at that, I'm like, oh, I don't have hair. Like I don't identify with my hair at all. So anytime I see myself in the mirror, I'm always startling myself like, you do not have hair. I really don't have hair. It's been an interesting adjustment. I love it though, but it's been I ain't got hair. It's a thing. So that is me.
Love it. Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
And Kim?
Hi everyone. Kim Kussman. I am married to my husband Brendan. We've been married for 11 years and we have 2 daughters, Hazel and Lucy. Hazel is 9, Lucy is 6. I grew up in Massachusetts. I went to school in Los Angeles. And I was there for a long time. And then we moved here in 2020. And I got my real estate license at the end of last year. I was working full time, and got my real estate license and was laid off. And so I've been full time in real estate since I got my license last November. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey. I've always been just I was the breadwinner until we moved here. So I've always been, W-2'd employee. This journey into entrepreneurship has been really fulfilling and terrifying, and I'm just very grateful that I have the support of my husband and that we're financially stable enough for me to be able to do this right now. So, yeah, a little bit about the pictures you see. The one at the beach, that's the 4 of us, and then the rest of the family, that's my husband's family in California. And then we've got a dog. His name is Barley. He's on the floor right next to me asleep. And then Nurture Lane is my newest baby, and I'm loving it and scared all at the same time. That's me.
Yes, everyone here understands that journey. We've all been doing that. So you're in good company. Rachel.
All right. Also great to meet everyone that went before. So fun. Danielle, you rock the no hair look, so I'm impressed. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm Rachel Treglon. I work full time in the tech industry, and then I'm also growing a business outside of that in the nutrition space, and I'll put together gift baskets as well for people, which is super fun. These are some pictures of me and my husband. It's the 2 of us with some porch plants here in the Daybreak area. So We have a lot of fun. I joke with people that everyone has 5 love languages. I have 6. My 6th is sushi. So, fastest way to my heart is getting sushi with me. So, that's always a win. I love the arts. Kind of dabble in painting here and there. Doing some craft stuff. We love to get out and about in the community. A fun fact, I broke a world record for the largest cardboard box fort. We made a fort of 13,000 boxes. So I previous to yeah, several years ago, I founded a nonprofit and we ran a nonprofit for about 3.5, 4 years. And this was one of the community events that we did. So it's a lot of boxes, a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. I'm a health nut, so I love nutrition. I want people to live healthier, happier lives and embrace their full potential. So that's about me. Oh, and I love books. This is a Emma M. Line is just a fun book series that I read recently. I usually am in between like 2 or 3 books, mostly business and psychology books. But every once in a while, I'll pop in a fun little series like this one. So a good, just light read if you need something fun and light to fill your days a little bit. So yeah, that is me. Excited to be with everybody. And I saw a sushi lover in the group too. So yes, Sarah, we love it. So great to meet y'all and excited to be here.
I
Sarah,
think
you
yeah,
Sure.
thanks. I got to unmute so you can hear me. I think that's the end of our ones that are completed for now. We might have a few people coming in, popping in, the ones that like to watch the ones recorded and then do it later as we go on in our classes. And then I wanted to go back to our classroom and just show you that one more time. So in our classroom for each day, if you go to classwork, it'll show you by day. So we have our agenda here. We have the Sunshine Community Membership Agreement, which we're going to look at later. And then we have our activity that we're going to be doing in class. So let's go back to our agenda. And I like that people are in here with me so that you can go and look at the other slides as I'm talking about them. So our mission today, so we're an organization of women empowering women. All of you did a really great job with explaining what the Sunshine Community is about. Through uplifting gatherings, showcasing members, surprise gifts, a vibrant sisterhood, and cultivating that warmth and belonging. We're also a community for connecting, lifting each other up, and bringing sunshine to each other. I thought Samantha said it really well. It's like if you're lifting a piano, it's really hard to do by yourself. But if you have 10 people around, you can lift it with a couple of fingers and the entire piano will go up. So we're working together to accomplish major things. We're also creating spaces where everyone can flourish. We have a lot of people from diverse backgrounds with very different cultural backgrounds. And I love that we can come together and share who we are and feel accepted in this community. And we're on a mission to bring light to all the women in our community. Our vision is we have our mission of what we're doing and what we're trying to build. And then our vision is kind of our why. Like everything that we do in our community, we are going to do it with this in mind. So it's growing strong communities of empowered women. So it's not just taking and wanting that support, but growing it together. So we're all in it together to grow the community and each other. And we do that with action and growing ourselves. So learning about each other, learning in our own life, continuous growth, lifelong learning. Bringing together women with the common goal of being connected, valued, accepted, and secure. And we're going to do a little activity with that, kind of see how our pre-survey went, and then I'll show you some of our data on that, and then kind of brainstorm ideas how we can help people in our community do this, feel these things, be a part of this, and also how can we do this for ourselves? So self-advocating. And then empower women in business and wealth building is a piece of it. So our impact report for August, we have 67 members. We had 7 join in August, and September we've had even more. Impact stories from our participants. So as we're gathering our data for our impact report, we are going to be looking at testimonials as evidence for how we're impacting people in our community. So here's just a couple of examples, one from Tiffany and one, actually I spelled her name wrong. It's with an E, not an A in the middle. Don't hate me, Tiffany. And Amber Wilson. So Tiffany does our t-shirts, and she does promotional items and our stickers. And then Amber Wilson has Land of a Thousand Hills. And she has just created that as a really, really nice gathering space. And a lot of our community members love meeting up there. And we have a lot of our meetups and our new marketing empowerment is also going to be at Land of a Thousand Hills. So she hosts a lot of our things too. So our events and activities, the number of events that we co-hosted or hosted in last month was 30. Like that's a crazy number. So obviously we didn't do one a day, but we did multiple on certain days. The participants of those was 614. And then we also promote our partner events and community events. And we had 24 of those, and participants of that was 5,039. So that's a huge impact of not only what we're hosting and co-hosting, but what we're supporting in our community. And then growth opportunities that we're adding on for this month is the ambassador program and our Snack and Shine marketing empowerment, both starting this month. And our impact report is like 10 pages long, but this is just the some growth that's easy to snapshot for you. Community agreement and guidelines. I actually put this in the classroom today so that you could see it in detail. And some of you, again, when you applied, you saw this, but when we switched over to the new website, it got taken out of that application. So it will be part of the offer to join in the near future. So Sunshine Community Member Agreement and Guidelines. So our promise as a community to people who join is that we'll do our best to foster a space of belonging and kindness and uplifting experiences. We can expect creative, cozy, growth-oriented opportunities to connect and feel empowered. And then the agreement is when joining to be kind and respectful, uplift others, engage genuinely, respect privacy in private gatherings. So no sharing information, private information shared, because we want to be able to like share intimate details about our lives and connect and grow close with each other. And we don't want that shared with other people. And then no gossip, no talking about anybody outside of the community when you're at an event, and no talking about people in the community outside of the community either. And then no unsolicited promotions, just during our Sunshine Sister events where we're just getting together. Of course, if they ask what you do or what your background is, you can talk about that, but no pitching yourself at a private sister event. But we also have events that are for lifting up our partners and sharing, and it's all about promotion and learning about what each other does and promoting each other. So there's just a place for it. And then photos and videos. We love to promote Sunshine Sisters, partners, sponsors, and the Sunshine community at our events. So expect photos and videos to be taken when you come to events. And then that is what our guidelines are for how we interact with each other in our community. And then you have a copy of that in the Google Classroom. There's nothing you need to do with that because we're going to send out an email to anyone who hasn't signed it yet. And then back to our agenda. Okay, so we have our activity. So the components of a healthy community. So I want to show you the results from the survey. And then we're actually going to be doing some brainstorming. So each of you got a copy of this in the Google Classroom so that you can work on it and fill this in. Um, I guess I'll go through our connected, valued, accepted, and secure and kind of what those things mean and what we're going to do in it. And then we'll go look at our results from our survey before you get started so we can see where we're starting from. So connected, do you come into contact with members currently? And then what can we do to help others and ourselves feel more connected? So just in the brainstorming aspects. A lot of people, when they join a membership of something, they just expect things to come to them. But a community is interactive. Value. So how are you treated? Are you treated as important? And then what can we do as a community to help others feel important and ourselves and feel valued? And then accepted. So first of all, who do the members know who you are? Because it's hard to feel accepted if nobody knows who you truly are. And then do you feel respected when you interact with people and they do know who you are and what you stand for? And then secure is feeling safe. And this isn't just like physically safe, like there's no shooter that's going to come in and get us, but it's also feeling emotionally safe in that a lot of times we have to put on a mask when we are in a professional environment, showing our most polished side. And we want people in our community to feel seen and that emotions are okay. It's okay to share things that are difficult. It's okay to share things that are joyful. It's okay to have that spectrum of emotion that all of us are when we're healthy. So then how do we help others feel more secure, both emotionally and physically when they're in our space? And I know some of you have some great ideas for that, you know. That's what you do as a business. Let's look at our results. So one of the things I like about the Google Forms is that you can get kind of summaries of things. So feeling connected right now, we have 3 and above. So we have, looks like 6 people that filled it in so far. So 3 are starting out at a 3. We have 1 already at a 5. How valued do you feel by the Sunshine community? And then how accepted? If we're an ambassador, we're probably feeling pretty good about the community already, right? And then how secure do you feel in the community? And then I like the little pie chart at the bottom. How many activities are you involved in? And I think when we do this question for our members, we might have quite a few that are less than 1 a month right now. And we're going to try to get that more. And then we have some people that are already doing the 5 to 10 a month because they're very involved in building and hosting things already. And I love that. Okay, so going back to our activity. So each of you should have a copy of this in the classroom. So then we're just going to take 10 minutes and then you can go ahead and brainstorm and then we're going to share out. So each of you got a copy.
Okay, Sarah, let me just clarify. Are we supposed to make a copy of that slide and then start filling it out?
So if you go into the Google Classroom, if you click on the assignment,
Uh-huh.
then you should have a copy that's made just for you already in it.
Okay. Thank you.
I have to say, this is like the favorite time of my day. I work for clients with developmental disabilities. So my office is at our day program. And so they're all leaving for the day. So like I just see all of them loaded in the van. It's like I get stuck in my office a lot. So this is like the absolute highlight of my day, watching all of them leave. And like sometimes they can see me and they'll wave. It's the cutest thing ever.
That's so cute.
That's very cute.
I do sound bowls with them on Fridays. So to all of them, I'm the namaste. Where's the namaste lady? It's the best thing ever. Yeah, it's so cool.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your event on Saturday while you're talking about sound bowls, baths?
We're having just a mini retreat, a 3-hour retreat where we're doing some yin yoga, like a reset breath work, and then some creative art expression ending with the sound bath. So it's all off of just our workbook that I have. So we're focusing on the flow tier, water tier, and so everything's centered around that earth element.
Love it.
Yes, so we're excited.
My husband told me this morning that we might be going out to Rockland, California, Wednesday through Saturday. So I might not be able to make it, although I was planning on it.
No
But
worries.
last minute things.
Yeah, no worries. We have more. And if anybody wants to participate, like I said last time, it's Sunshine 10 is the code for anything that I do or offer. You can always use that code to get 10% off. So
It's wonderful. Right now we have Land of a Thousand Hills that does the 10% off. And then we have the Rising Moon Minerals that does 10% off. And then it's IA Jewelry, Infinite Aura Jewelry that gives us 10% off. And then Ground to Earth says she wants to, but she's trying to figure out how to do that in the, oh, okay, let's do that share again. Sorry, I meant to close that before it went off and then it went off. Okay, so Samantha, would you like to go first and kind of share out what some of your ideas?
Sure.
And then as people are sharing, you can add to yours if you'd like.
Cool. So I just went through really quickly. I know some of these things are in the works, but for connected, um, well, I guess, am I spoiling it if I say that? Networking opportunities. We're gonna start another networking opportunity here soon. And then like socials, which I mean we kind of do already too, but just more of them as we continue to grow. And then online connections. So something I've wanted to do is like a nightcap kind of thing. So like jammies and wine or whatever is your thing. And so yeah, I think just really obviously more opportunities to connect helps with the connectivity. So
Yeah, she's helping with offering more online connection opportunities as well. I was trying to do everything in person, but there's a lot of people who will come to things online that can't come in person sometimes. So thank you for that.
yeah. And then for the value, just recognition, which I think is also something we have in the works as well, but just like birthday recognition, life achievements, business achievements, spotlights that just kind of, I don't know, are just kind of highlighting everybody all the time just to kind of get to know each other. Because I know I see things all the time, but don't always mentally connect with it. So the more it's rotating, the more I see it, the more I'm going to see that. And then for accepted, really, I think just like clear pathways when starting out. So, like, I don't know, like, what is the intention of this? Like, where are we kind of going? Like, if I was a newbie, I mean, I know technically we all are, but like, if I was a newbie coming in, like, who are the people I would need to talk to? Who are the people I would need to connect with? What's the easiest path to kind of go do all of those things? And then maybe like a newbie welcome party. Obviously, the event thing is kind of my thing because each one has had events in it so far. Um, and then as far as security, just clear guidelines on what people are like expecting as far as like behavior in the community. And then I obviously as an ambassador, I think ambassadors are great because then you have that person to go to that can actually help you make oh my gosh, help you feel secure and have that direct contact. So if you are feeling some sort of way, you have someone to kind of go to. Because obviously, Sarah, you're super busy, but like, I don't want to bombard you with all the things. So, like, if I knew I had a person, that would help me kind of feel more secure. So,
Yes, I love that. And then Courtney couldn't join us. She's working at Rising Moon Minerals today. Kim, maybe summarize this for us.
I know, I
A
just sort
lot of
of like
ideas.
brain dumped. Um, I think a lot of this is very in line with Samantha what you were just saying. I think, connect it. I think that there's more that we can do with sort of the mobile pieces. So, I see a lot come through on Instagram. I see a lot come through on GroupMe. But Sarah, most of it, the majority of it's coming straight from you. And so this idea of like encouraging people to share things, but also encouraging people to respond to others. Like, I think knowing that it's not just Sarah who's the one watching and posting and responding, but the rest of us are actually engaging in that as well. And then I also have in here birthdays too, like if there was a shared birthday calendar, maybe if there was some sort of like daily affirmation that was sent out. And again, like a quick, like, how are you doing this today? Or like something that encourages us to engage with each other. Um, and then the meetups, like, I don't necessarily, like you said, I think it said that we had 67 members, but I feel like I see people at different events and I don't know if they're a member or not. So I don't know if there's been like a member only thing where it's like, this is just the members and these are the people and these are you know what I mean? So, um, and then everything else sort of like, I feel like got tied into that. So value is sort of hand in hand. Like I think that if we were responding to each other, we would feel more value. We would, just feel valued, accepted, same kind of thing. And then secure, I think that to me comes back to this idea of leading with curiosity, and asking questions and being just encouraged to share as opposed to just always like telling, but like just a lot of like asking each other questions about your day or what you're doing, encouraging one-on-ones with people, finding synergies in our businesses and lives, that sort of thing.
Love it. Kathy couldn't make it today. Danielle.
Okay, so I feel really new to everything. And so my main contact so far has just been that Wednesday 1 o'clock meeting. So I think if I can go to more and different events, I'll meet more people. I'm also feeling right now a little overwhelmed with the Instagram, the group I'm like, okay, do I go to that? Do I go to that? And there's so many, I have to figure out like which ones should I attend this week and then block that with other work going on. So I'm still trying to figure out my rhythm and kind of how do I connect more. Yes, I'm feeling valued. I do want to talk to people more one-on-one just to get to know them. I'm still trying to understand what everybody does, and share what I do. And I'm also a little unsure how to move forward. So I don't know. I'm feeling secure and insecure at the same time. Everyone is very accepting and kind. I think that I need to be more vulnerable and share my whole self more because I think that I'm kind of timidly showing up. And that's not really my personality, but again, I'm still figuring out these dynamics. Um, so yeah, I think also what I can try to do is just notice when other people are new and just make sure that they're feeling welcome. I honestly going to that first Daybreak network meeting was really scary for me because I was like, I don't even know if this is the right thing to do, but I'm just going to show up and I'll figure it out. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, I'm certainly glad you did.
Thank you.
Rachel.
All right. Some of this stuff really overlaps with thoughts that others have had, but um, I think just being out at more community events helps us be connected. Yeah, I think it would be cool to have like a member only event just for us to really get to know who's part of the Sunshine community, because then I think that helps me better recognize those people at other events, right? And I don't want to like awkwardly ask people all the time if they're part of it and be like, wait, what? So I want to make it a little more natural to do that, which is good. I think for value, I think of like recognition was a big one that came from me, or words of encouragement, birthday shout outs, or some kind of business anniversary shout outs. So I was on the same wavelength as someone else. Um, and then that's true, could be a good way to recruit. Maybe just ask everybody if they're part of the sunshine. Are you? You should be. And I also loved yeah, I think on the secure side, I kind of relate to being like, okay, I've been around for a bit, so like I kind of know what's happening, but still sometimes I feel like I don't know what's happening. And so I think sometimes because of the multiple channels, maybe clarifying which channel is for what, like would be helpful, like the purposes of the different channels. Like maybe I feel like a group me, there's the calendar in there, which is nice, or the calendar on the website, but then I feel like the chat could be maybe used more for that connection piece. Maybe there's fun polls about each other. We can learn about the sisters in the community and say, hey, like, who love, are you a beach or mountain vacation person? Or, just fun things that kind of build more of that get to know you connection rather than logistics, and leave logistics more to a calendar or to a website or something that's more static and less dynamic in a back and forth conversation. So those are my thoughts.
Love it. And then the guidance and purposes around events and gatherings. I get that too, because we have a few different kinds.
Yeah. So I think if you don't know maybe the purpose of the event, it's kind of like, wait, how should I show up here?
Yeah. Danielle?
Danielle,
Hello?
you're mute.
Oh,
I'm just talking, sorry. Just simple check-ins, like celebrating small wins with the group, sending a quick note to members for encouragement, things that you guys have already mentioned. Feeling valued, I think giving like small assignments where others can share their expertise in group settings just gives people a platform to talk about things that they're knowledgeable and passionate about. Um, Accepted, just creating judgment-free spaces where differences are respected, heard, and like helping us let go of comparison and celebrating each other's wins often. And create a community of trust, honesty, respect, and offering support where needed, which I think is the driving force of like this group, but then putting that into action.
yes. And I just want to show you really quick, because we're actually out of time, our website. And then if there was you should have gotten an email where it asks you to put in a code, and then you have access to a directory for a year. And
I didn't get that. Will someone resend it? Because I don't see it in my emails at all.
okay. So if you go to the private member directory, then it has our members in here, and we're still working on getting everyone in here. I think we almost got everyone. But if you click on each one of these people, you can see like this was a founding sister. She gives a discount and you can search that. But if you read more, then it comes in here and you get the contact info and the birthday for each person. So I will make sure that each one of you has that invitation to get in there. And so that you can look through, see who you think you would vibe with for being their ambassador. And then sometimes we do have like, oh, we got in an argument 2 years ago and it's hard for us to work together type of thing. If that's the case, just let me know that and I just won't have them be one of your assigned ambassadors, one of the people that you're mentoring. And then oh yeah, we actually got through all of these. Okay, so I wasn't cutting anyone off. That's good. I was going to say that we could do the last couple next week if someone fills it in the meantime. And then we had, are we at the bottom here? Okay. And then the last thing was just why does community engagement matter in the first place? So just keep that in mind and then make sure you look through the directory in the next week and then pick some people you think you would love and you're going to get about 10. Does anyone have questions for me before we go?
No, thanks so much, Sarah.
Oh, you are so welcome. See you next week.
Good to see everyone.
Hi, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Have a great week.